So we learn how to command the elemental structure in our external nature when we learn how to finally command and dominate the elemental nature of our internal nature. The physical body is made up of the four elements plus the fifth, which is ether, earth, fire, water, and air, each one coming together to manifest the consciousness. Now, on the external plane, we see fire, earth, water, and air being more mediator. Um, we hear tells of in the myths or even stories of real historical people where they're able to actually control the elements, walk through fire, levitate, um, still earthquakes, still storms. So of course, this can be taken literal when seen from a mystic perspective of when you're communing with the Father or the eternal consciousness of God, and you have controlled your internal nature of your inner water, which is your emotions, your astral body, your sexual nature. When you control your earth, which is your body, your mode of action. When you control your mind, which is your air, which is your thoughts. And when you control that fire, which is the consciousness, the impulse, and the sense of sight, and you're able to control these forces, then your life on the outer plane, your elements will be balanced as well. So you'll see that your relationships will work out better, your modus operandi or your work or vocation will go better. You'll notice that your mind is more sharp and able to pierce more into the mysteries of nature. And then you'll learn that you have control over your fire, which is the willpower, over the waters of the emotions. And this creates an alchemical pressure system in which the philosopher's stone is actually created. You're always in the process of creating the philosopher's stone or the alchemical elixir within the body. The body is created as a perfect laboratory that, if all the conditions are met appropriately, starts manifesting actual liquid gold. Or the sun, the solar light actually starts crystallizing within our nervous system. And then once our nervous system is fully purified, we become solarized and we activate our solar mind. Now, women should activate their lunar forces and men should activate their solar forces, because men are by nature a little bit more dominant and women more passive. So when we actually activate these to our full potential, then we're able to negate the circumstances of the physical realm. Pain won't mean much anymore. You'll become more patient. You'll become more tolerant. You'll become a better communicator to others. So the elements all have to do with these correspondences. And when we balance our elements within and learn how to command the elementals and internal elemental nature of our psyche and our consciousness, then the physical plane will also follow suit. So just like Moses parted the Red Sea, he turned the water into blood. We have Jesus stilling the storm, which is from a earlier story of stilling the storm. We have Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita and the Puranas, where he held up the mountain, so controlling the earth element, walking upon the waters of life, because you see, the consciousness is always walking upon the waters. The consciousness is the observer, the witness, and it's always hovering above the waters, which is the astral matrix, which is then connected to the physical body. So the cross or the crucifixion, you have the four angles: is earth, fire, water, and air. You have the levels of life. We're on the timeline, and then we're also on the eternity rung. So there's two timelines. What they mean by two timelines is there's the linear timeline, and then there's the levels. What level of consciousness you are, because when you rise your consciousness and you control your elemental natures and you go through initiations of earth, water, air, and fire, which in the past used to be more literal and physical, where they would walk over like a tightrope over a dangerous bridge, or they would go through fire, or stay in a temple for 3 days in darkness. These are all trials that relate to the elemental astral aspects of our consciousness and how we deal with our life from a witness perspective. And every single day, our consciousness tests us, whether that test be of earth, water, air, or fire, to finally unite and combine these elements and then produce the fifth element, which should be the ether. And then that's when you have more awareness, more consciousness, and you can manage your life more, because as within, so without. If you're controlling your internal emotional nature or your internal fire, and you're able to control your body and your lower nature impulses, then that energy is liberated and is able to throw open the gates and let the consciousness through and activate the mind on higher levels, so that you're using more of your consciousness as being embodied. You can't have all your consciousness embodied if your elemental structure's not in balance.